Y'all, I didn't just about forgot how to work this thing. First, I went live without going StreamYard. I had to hurry up and shut that down. Let me take that live off real quick. Let me take that one off. Uh, 6 minutes ago. Let me take that one off so people don't think I came on here for 1 second. Mm, okay. Okay. Mm-mm. Yeah, this right. I think this is the right one. Okay, this is the right one. Okay. Let me get to the comments. Let me get to the comments. I'm getting rusty, y'all. Getting rusty. You don't do this enough, you'll forget. Okay, let me go back up. Let me go back up. Chris is here. Chris said, hey, Gamma. Welcome to Gamma's World. Y'all hit the like button. Let me read from here, y'all. Y'all hit the like button. Yours truly said, hey, got my Chris and Chad. I'm finishing up dinner and will be in and out listening. Thank you, yours truly. I appreciate you for stopping in here. Hey, Gray, let us know if you want to come up on the panel. Tonight is the men's room where we invite the women too to come up if they want, but we really encourage the men to come up to give their opinions on the topics that we have on the Monday nights that we do come in the men's room. Okay? Chris said, hey, yours truly. And Gray said, greetings to everyone. Chris said, hey, Gray. And Gray said, hello to Chris. Yours truly said, Gamma, I'm trying to eat before cutoff time, 8 o'clock. Oh, you're intermittent fasting? Yes. Hurry up. What you got? Oh, you got enough time. You got an hour and 20 minutes. Okay. Hey, Melanie. How you doing, Melanie? Spicy said, hey, Gamma. Hey, Chad. Busy in the building. Okay, Spicy. Thanks for coming and listening in. Chris said, what's for dinner, yours truly? Yes. Hey, T+3. Hey, Gamma, Chris and chat. I'm here for it. The topic sounds interesting. Yes, it is interesting. Chris said, hey, Melanie. Gray said, hi to yours truly. Gubs Girl is in here. Hey, Gubs Girl. Let me see. Chris said, hey, Spicy. Yours truly said, Chris, I'm trying to throw together a salad real quick. That's what I had. I had a salad with a piece of air fried codfish in it. So good. So good. I love me some fish in the salad. Spicy is saying hi to Chris and Gubs Girl. Let's see. Gray is saying hey to Spicy. Yes. Oh, Gray said he's ready, y'all. He's ready. Corey is in the building. Okay, Corey made it in. Let me drop this link. Let me drop this link so when we're ready, y'all can be ready. Okay. Let me see. Spicy is saying hi to Gray. Gray said, I'm very fine. Thank you, Spice. Let me see. Everybody speaking. Chris said hi to Corey. Spice said hi to Corey and T+3. And Grace said, very fine, Spicy. Let me see. Okay, Spicy said King, a gray. Corey is speaking to Spicy and a gray. And Spicy is speaking to yours truly. Y'all, this is the conversation. This is the conversation that I think is important for, I think I put it on the flyer. Singles who are ready to get into dating, people who are already dating, people who are a couple, a short length of time couple, like a year, under a year, over 5 years, over 10 years, because I think this can happen in any type of relationship of any length of time where emasculation is an issue. And I just feel like it's just not okay. I feel my opinion is that it's just not okay. And that's what I want to talk about today. Let me see. I'm very fine, bro. Grace says, hey, girl named Brianna said, hey, get my friend. Hey, see, thanks for coming in, Brianna. Okay, then great. So we're going to talk about emasculation, like how we can stop emasculating in relationships. And I think sometimes we don't even know that we're emasculating in relationships sometimes. You might not even understand that the words you use can have you be the one that is emasculating. But then you have sometimes women set out to emasculate. I think it can be intentional. I think it can also be intentional. So we have to talk about that. Hey, don't do me. Thanks for coming in. We got to talk about that unintentional, intentional, mistaken, because sometimes emasculation could also come from someone who is broken in areas of their life, and they project that by emasculating men that they have in relationships. Y'all let me know in the chat if y'all agree with me with that. Let me know in the chat so far if you have ever been emasculated, or hey Tanya, if you've ever been emasculated, or if you've ever emasculated someone. Put a 1 in the chat if you've done either or. And be honest, y'all. Be honest, because we've all done it. Be honest, because we've all done it. Projection is real. Yes, we've all done it. I tend to do it more when I actually don't believe in it and I don't do it. But that third husband, I didn't do like hardcore emasculation, but my sarcasm and things like that definitely was a different type of doing it. If I get upset or whatever, if he's making me too mad, I might not have came out and flat out said some things. But if I look back on it, I believe it was emasculating. But I think that I can't lie and say it was not intentional. At that point, it was intentional because like you're taking me there. But I still don't think that that's good to let nobody take you there, though. Like, to keep respect in a relationship, I feel like you have to refrain from bringing that into a relationship, period. I don't think it's a time where it's okay. I really don't. Let me see. Chris said, hey to Tanya. Chris said, I have done it. But you try not to, right? Of course, as a female, you want to try not to do it because you don't really absolutely want to be with somebody who you're emasculating. Because we're going to read the definition of emasculating. And like, do we really want to be with someone like that? We don't. So that's why we have to be so careful. We got to be so careful when we're talking to our men, you know, as well as men need to be careful about how they talk to us, but we have to take accountability and how we're talking to them too. Okay, let me see. T+3 said, I've done it intentionally. Get my friend, how are you today? I'm good, Brianna. Corey said, I have, but not on purpose. Okay. Big Cap said, a man who constantly looks at, hey, I need my glasses, y'all. I gotta have my glasses. Woo! I got to the point where I gotta have my glasses. Why I thought I could start without them, I don't know. Okay. Big Cap said, a man who constantly looks at a situation and use decrement at all times cannot be emasculated, and if he finds himself in that situation, should leave at all cost. Yes, like I was going to ask my nephew to come up here, but I know he would have been like, "That's nothing for me to talk about because I would never be there for 1 second." But sometimes people are in relationships, and it might not be a thing in the beginning. It might not be a thing in the beginning. Over time, depending on how the relationship goes, if a female sometimes loses respect for whatever reason, they will bring that into a relationship. So he really should have came on here anyways. Let me see. Chris said, hey, Big Cap. Chris said, very true. It's hard. Yes, T+3 said not intentionally. Correction. She said she didn't mean to say intentionally. She meant to say not intentionally. She didn't do it intentionally. Big Cap said, miss you, Carla. Where's Carla? Oh, make sure Carla. Okay, I thought you said Carla was in here. Okay, Tanya is saying hey to Chris. Brianna said, get my friend. Why not you on the live today? I'm on live, Brianna. Big Cap said, Chris, miss you as well. Hope everything is going good. Chris said, yes, I've been well, Big Cap. Hope you have been as well. Big Cap said, I have, Chris. I've been staying out the way. Okay, so first let me say what the definition, like what the Webster says emasculate, because some people might not realize that they're emasculated. So let me give the definition. The definition is to deprive a man of his male role or identity, to deprive them of their male role, like in a relationship, because we're talking about relationship wise tonight. And there's ways you can emasculate people in other areas. You can do that on a job. You can do it in a friendship. You can do it anywhere. Like, it doesn't have to be, but tonight we're talking about emasculating within the friendship. Let me drop this link one more time while I'm talking. And wait, I want to read the other definition too. Hold on. Let me see. Chris said, yes, sir, Cap. Chris said, just had this conversation today. Did you, Chris? Brianna said, get my friend, you look pretty today. Thank you, Brianna. Okay, so the next definition is to make someone or something feel weaker or less effective. So we're talking about emasculation, meaning you are depriving a male of his role or identity and making him feel weaker or less effective. Now, I said that we don't want to be doing that. I know, like, I don't believe that unless something is really wrong with you, the average female does not want to come out and be with a man knowing that they are deprived of their role or identity, or they're feeling weak, or they're feeling less effective. We don't want that, but then we have to realize that our words can actually create that. You can create something that you don't even desire in a man that way. Let me see. Or between friendships, like, yeah, between friendships, like two men could be in a relationship. And if it's a man trying to, like a friendship, and if one is just trying to say something like, oh, yep, I just bought this car, man, you got to get your game up. Okay, like, that's not something you tell him. You don't know, especially if you don't know what the circumstances are, or if you maybe say something like maybe about his job, or probably try to say something about his relationship. You're emasculating him. You're depriving him of his male role, of the judgment of what he's doing with his life, his identity, and trying to make him feel weak in a certain sense. So yes, in all relationships. Let me see. Oh wait, hold on. Let me go back up. Okay, Chris said, oh, Beautifully Hill said, I'm quick to emasculate a man real quick, but I've learned to leave situations where I have to lead because I desire respect by my man. Right. And that's another thing. Now, I know that I don't try. It's just that for some reason, I end up taking more of a person who makes the final decision in my households whenever I was married. And like, the older I get, I didn't desire it then. It's just like, that's just how it rolls. They're just like, just take care of it. This, it's kind of like, I'll be like, okay, like kind of like taking care of the both of us. But in my next relationship, I really desire a man that can say, I got that. I'm going to handle that. Like, period. Don't have to be like outside my car, outside of the household things, like as a decision maker in the household, that he can be the final. I don't want to be the final. Like, you take on that. That's a lot of responsibility. And sometimes men that allow you or try to push you to do that, they don't realize that first it's not a responsibility on you. And be careful with the kind of woman you do that with, because they'll strip you of your manhood for doing that. So I think you got to be careful with that too. So let me see. Chris said, okay. Big Cap said, no woman is more important than the missing of building and or becoming a better version of himself. Not at all, but depending on that man, where he is in life, how he's been brought up, his experiences, what he's seen throughout his parents or uncles or other friends, they're not always there. And like I said, if it comes in later in the relationship, you already fell in love with this person, y'all could have been together for 5 years, and if she brings that into a relationship, then you have to deal with that as a new experience in your relationship. And most of the time, you're not going to wake up and say, oh, you said what? I'm gone. You're probably going to try to see what's going on. Hopefully you'll try to communicate to see what you can work out through that and everything else. So it's not just as simple as saying, oh, you one of those? I'm out of here, because you can already be in it. Let me see. Brianna said, get my friend, can I see your nails? I like the pink on your nails. Next time you should do blue nails. Okay, Brianna, we're on the topic tonight. Hold on. Okay, Brianna, tonight we're on the topic of emasculation. Okay. Okay. Okay, so let me see. T plus three said, Tanya, hey Tanya, I haven't seen you out here much. Sydney, love your way. T plus three said, Caitlin is in the house. Hey Caitlin. Okay, let's see. Chris said, I promise I don't want to make any more decisions. Right. Like, I don't know if that comes with age later on or if it comes with having too many relationships that happen to have given you, maybe I think it your experiences, because everybody don't experience that. Some people are in younger relationships and younger ages, and those men are stepping up to the plate to make those decisions. So I think if you're a female who has had some relationships that put you in the position to have to make those decisions, after you do that so long, you don't even want to make no more decisions. And it seems like that would be ideal. But if you trust the person you're with, you trust them, because you shouldn't be having them making any decisions for you if you don't trust them. So if you trust them and everything, you want to give them that. Like, I feel like a female who really is serious about a relationship, she wants to give a man all that he needs to play his role, more traditional roles, y'all. This is depending on if you're coming from a more traditional role. I ain't gonna lie, I come from very traditional roles, so I don't know about the new stuff they're doing out there. So that's why I say I think when women get older and they kind of, their values kind of try to resonate with what they seen in their fathers or what worked back there, they gravitate back to the traditional roles, and these new age roles are sometimes not working for us. Sometimes they're not working for us. Let me see. Gray is sitting those hearts. Let me see. Beautiful Hill said, hey, T plus three. I took a break the beginning of the year. Then I came back. I was indulging the Naziah Harris case, but I'm back and on my own content now. She back. Big Cap said that's because most of those men move in with women. It hit different when she moves in with a man. I think that could be true. I think that can be true sometimes. I think sometimes, because sometimes females can say, you might have to move in with a female because that makes the most sense. If it's a female who has just bought a home and it's a man that stays in a loft downtown because he was a bachelor, and if they decide to get together and if they decide to come together in a marriage later on, they might not be trying to sell her house and she just bought it, and they might not be trying to rent her house out to go live in the efficiency loft when it's not even enough room. It might make more sense to move in with the female. So if it makes more sense, then you have to look at the problem number two. Are you dealing with someone that's going to use that against you, instead of saying, okay, we're joining together, now what I have is his, and we're going to become one? Is that person the type of person with the personalities to say, okay, you can have this closet because in my room I got my closet, and then and they're using those kind of words to let you know that basically wherever you are in her house, she's going to be considering that her house and she is not joining with you. So I don't know. Sometimes I think that it depends on what makes sense in that situation, because a lot of the times it makes sense to go where there's more room. It's the personality. I don't think the space. I don't think that dictates how a female feels. I think the personality does when it comes to emasculation. Let me see. Chris says she's heard that before. Chris, you shouldn't have. Wait, Chris, you shouldn't have to. Your opinion is all. You shouldn't have to. Your opinion is always valued, but it's always on me to provide the decision or the provision. Okay, Chris said, age and too many decisions I made to make on my own. Right. We want to break from that, right? But hey, abundantly blessed. Thanks for coming in. Hey, Sandra. Let me see. Grace says sometimes this comes according to her class of living, but the best way is always sitting on the table under each other. Okay, right, agree. Okay. Let me see. Yeah. So now everybody's speaking right there. So yes, I just feel like as a female, we don't want those things. I don't want those things. I'm sure some females out there who do. They like it. They want to have men in a situation where they can have control, but then I still think in my belief, I don't know if it's true or not. In my belief, that's someone that has control issues and is having issues of their own when they want to be in relationship. Even the same with men that want to be in a relationship with women to have control. That's more of a them issue than the female issue. If nobody, I don't think anybody should be controlling anybody. I just think that people should be in the house making the best decisions for the house. Need to be on one accord, right, Corey? And those things that I think that we really need to make sure that you're on one accord before getting that involved, and then later on finding out that this person is this person. Now, I do think that people can become a person too. I think that they can become a person. And a lot of times, say if you're in a relationship, and say if a man got caught cheating, but the female chooses to stay, instead of her choosing to stay and dropping all that she found out about, because if you choose to stay, I think you should be able to just say, okay, I'm going to be able to still respect you and treat you as the man of this house. Not say I forgive you and then emasculate you for the rest of your life about it. Like, you need to be knowing that you can take that and still treat him as a man, or just leave, and then you don't have to worry about trying to emasculate him, because that's not the answer either. Let me see. Chris said she'll be right back. Grace said, I'm very fine. You, Sandra. So I'm going to ask now for the men to come up so they can give us some examples so we can talk. Because the first thing I want to talk about is belittling his opinions and decisions. That's the first thing I want to talk about. Belittling his opinions and his decisions. Because that's the first thing. I think I got like 8 points down here. 8 points that I want to talk about. Belittling and his decisions and his opinions. So, like, if you're dismissing your partner's ideas, like saying things like, that's not how you do it. And depending on how you do it, the tone you do it, that's not how you do it. You don't know what you're talking about. Saying things that might just be so flip of the tongue can be very hurtful to a man. It can be very hurtful, whether they express that or not. It can be very hurtful. So things like just that, like that, can make a man feel like that his intelligence is being challenged, or his ability to make decisions are inferior. Like, they just will feel, and this doesn't have to be anything that they point out to you or communicate with you. They might not even be able to put a name on the feeling that they're having. It might just be a feeling that they have when you say something like that. Even if they come back to you and try to say something back to defend that, they still could be feeling that. And then the next time you say that, it could build on that. And then the next time you say that, it can build on that and really cause an issue in the relationship, because after a while, a man is going to push back off of something like that because they're trying to protect their manhood. So y'all got to come up here. I need for my man to come up here so we can have this conversation. We have a Gray, we have Big Cap, we have Corey. Is that all I saw up in here? I think those were I think that was the only 3 men I saw. I need for y'all to hit the link and come up here and let's have this discussion. Now, the next thing I have is criticizing his masculinity or his strength. Criticizing this man's masculinity or strength. Like making hurtful comments about your partner's appearance. Like, you don't know how to dress. I got to dress you all the time. Or why are you always wearing hats? Or take off your hat when we're in a restaurant. You know, stuff like that. Stuff like that. Questioning his appearance, questioning his strength, or ability to be manly, such as you're not strong enough to handle this. You're not like other men. Like comparing a man to another man, that's like the worst thing you can do. Comparing a man to another man, maybe one man was able to do this man can't, and you might say something to compare them right to his face and just say it. Right to his face. This can undermine his confidence and his sense of masculinity. Then you want to live with the man. This could reinforce his feelings of inadequacy. Now he's feeling inadequate. Now we done made him feel inadequate. We done questioned his intelligence. Like, How much do we want the man to take before they just like snap out about it? How much do we want them to take? Okay. Okay, now taking control. We talked about taking control of everything. Taking control over everything, like just always being the decision maker in the relationship, from the finances to the daily life decisions, and won't allow the partner to contribute or say basically anything about it. Just taking over everything. Like maybe it's something you want to do with the yard, and he could just pull up one day and you already doing it with the yard. It could be anything, like you painting, having a house painted. You ain't asked this man nothing about the color, nothing. Just making those decisions and taking control over everything. That's an issue, y'all. That's a straight up issue. Let me see. My man are not coming up here. Y'all see, y'all coming up here. Okay, so in those doing all that decision making, this can make a man feel powerless and incapable, which could affect his sense of being valued in a relationship. We just attacking those small words. We ain't out here talking about like out here flat out calling them out of their name. We're not even talking about nothing extreme like that. We're talking about how simple things in a relationship, like not allowing them to do the decision making, criticizing their masculinity, and belittling their opinions and their decisions. How you are emasculating a man doing this. Hey, Mark, you been listening in?
Yeah, I was listening.
What you thinking?
About what? We talked about a lot.
About women that do like, as a man, do you feel like you would take early signs? Like if she did take early signs, do you think you would just continue on in that relationship to kind of like make it work? Or are those little things like really major things to you in the beginning? Hey, Greg.
What early signs you talking about?
Women showing things like emasculating you, like saying things like I got this, or if they're saying like you don't know what you're talking about, like saying things, those mild things that women say to emasculate a man, not necessarily calling you a b, or you don't flat out, but like saying those little things that can emasculate you.
Um, I mean, I feel like we should know our role, and I don't mean that in like a bad sense, but
Right, right.
I feel like you can't tell me how to be a man. I can't tell you how to be a woman. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Or is that what you kind of trying to say a little bit?
But you can say that because that is kind of like what you're doing. If you're telling a man you can't do this, or belittling their opinions, you are like trying to kind of like strip them of their manhood.
Yeah, I mean that's how I feel about it. What's up, everybody in the chat?
What you
Cause you know
thinking, Gray?
they will feel the
Huh?
same. I mean, a man is not gonna do that to a woman though. He's not gonna tell you how to wear your hair. He's not gonna tell you how to
Well, you do have
dress.
some out here that'll do it, but it's up to the female to react to that appropriately, to let them know where they stand with that.
I know, but I'm saying mainly that's not how it happens. It'd be a lot of women that be trying to tell men stuff though. You
Yeah,
know, most of the time, you know what I'm saying. But most time, you know, they gonna let you rock out. You want to wear green hair? It's, you know what I'm saying.
yeah,
That's just what you want to wear. You know what I'm saying.
right, right. Exactly. Hi, Martin. Hey, Gray.
I think it'd be better for me to
Hello,
come on the
hi, how
panel
are
because I'm
you?
still trying to do some
Uh,
paperwork.
you,
So,
What did you say, Mark?
oh, I
you
was just
can
saying,
hear me
I said it
well.
was better for me to come on the panel because I'm trying to do paperwork.
Oh,
But
okay, okay.
you
I
know,
see, I see. Okay, Gray. What's your opinion on that?
Okay, think you can hear me, right?
Yeah.
Like, am I audible enough? Yeah, okay. So, like, now, for me, I'll take on, I've never been married yet, but we've been like, doing all engagements. Basically, like, in African life, uh, in most cases, like, us men, we love to take the ego, like, we want to be the command of our family. But in most cases, if you ever not, we take the role, but we are so humble, we are so low that you respect your spouse, your partner. Like when you have that person onto you, you have to, like, if you're a man and like you married someone, fine, you have to be the head, but you have to listen to her, or you have to work engage as people. But the only challenge that in most cases that comes in, if you marry your spouse, she's higher class than, it's what it was the message I was trying to bring. She's higher class than you, like in terms of money, like she's higher class than you. She'll try to she'll try to bring you down, like to pull you down, like like she want
Right.
to, and like yes, yes. So like somehow you feel like your manhood or your masquerade is down. So like that's what can bring in as a challenge. But for what I would say, if before you go in for a relationship or you're going in for someone,
Mm-hmm.
you make like you first have to agree one on one, because there's going in for a target, like let's say okay, you're looking for the beauty, or you're looking for the class, and you forget take in what you want. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why you're not balanced in relationship. That's why you're not balanced in your way of living. So like in most cases there will be that, how there will be those fights among us each other. So the best way is to get what you want from that person, you have to always look for the best things that can suit you out, so that you don't get the
Right.
fights over.
Right. Right. Okay.
Yeah, I
And
think I make a good point.
okay. Yes. Now, another thing I want to talk about is publicly shaming and criticizing men. Now, that is like a really crazy one to me. To
Yeah,
like, cause like, even if you're going to be like that person behind closed doors, to publicly shame a man, that is just like, that's like I don't know how a man can actually recover from that. I don't know, but I know that men do it all the time, just like females do it when they're being controlled in public. But public shaming and criticizing him, criticizing or embarrassing a man in public, whether it's making fun of him in front of his friends or pointing out his flaws in a group setting, like can be a form of emasculating. So, say like if they're in front of their friends and let me see what an example would be. They're in front of their friends, and you're like, um, if you need something to be picked up, and you'd be like, you can't pick that up, and ask the friend to do it, like right in front of them. That's publicly shaming or criticizing a man, like testing his manhood. And this can make him feel humiliated, unappreciated, damaged, and his self-esteem with you doing this. I think the public is way worse than the indoor. Hey, Sarat, controlling and manipulating, having manipulative behavior. A lot of people want to pin that on men, but it's a lot of females who control and manipulate behavior with their men. I think that happens a lot, constantly trying to control
yeah,
who they
that's
spend
true.
their time with. They want to tell you which friends they like, which one they don't like. They want to say, you need to wear this. We need to be matching clothes. We need to be doing this. And if you like to play football or watch football, they don't want you watching it every Sunday. All of those are controlling and manipulative behaviors and trying to make you feel like he has no control over his life. So, Mark or Gray, have you guys ever been in a relationship where a female was actually making you feel like you didn't have control over your life?
Nah, I haven't.
You haven't? Good, Mark. I'm glad you have not. I'm glad you haven't. How about you, Gray? Let me see. I'm dropping this
But
link.
what was the question again?
If you've ever been in a relationship where a female is trying to like have control over your life, trying to have control over where you go, what you wear, who you spend your time with,
Oh no.
no. T plus three said public shaming is wrong on both ends. I would never do that with to my spouse, right? And he should never do it to me. That's a big
What
no no.
what
I
reason would a woman have to? What reason would she do that though?
Some well, and I think they'll have their own undermining reasons for it. But like I said, just simply doing something like if you have your girlfriend there with you, Mark, and she bypasses you and asks your friend to button up the back of her dress, like you'll be like, "What are you that's like manipulating behavior. That's controlling behavior. That's trying to emasculate you, and that's public shaming. That's like trying to shame you without actually saying it. She didn't come out and say anything, but wouldn't they give you a feeling like right then and there? Like, did she just ask him to button the dress up?
Oh, you talking about okay? You talking about you talking about if I got a homie and we like okay watching a game or something, and if she come out and ask the homie to help her zip her dress up,
Right,
yep,
like public shaming like that.
yeah, that's a no go.
But that's
I don't
part
even
of
think that's public shame.
emasculation
That's just blatant disrespect.
and disrespect.
You know,
But
I, you know,
but the public shaming and emasculation is a form of disrespect. That is disrespect.
yeah, yeah, that's true.
That's what it is.
My
Oh,
network dropped me. I'm back. It dropped me where I'm back.
a
Yeah,
great.
surely, like yeah, what Jay what he was saying, public shame. It's a disgrace. For example, in France, like you're moving as a couple, and maybe tell you, hey, like pick for me this in like as I said, main. It's not like you have to be commands, but
Mm-hmm,
just if you're moving with your mind, just know it. You're fine, even if you have everything. But in most cases, a man is just you because if anything goes wrong, he'll be the one to defend you, whatever the case is.
mm-hmm,
So if just you're moving and like you're shouting, like people who say like, hey, like that kind of your tone goes high. Actually, somehow you lowering your man. Even like if you're lady and you're moving with your man and like the- there's that loud echo that he'll tone onto you. Is the way you feel down. So what I would always advise also, what many people say, if you're to go in, always look for your friends, like marry your friend. Not like friends, but marry someone who you feel like this person will take you as a friend, will take like there's that mutual understanding that you have to change again. But whenever you just look for something like you at ego, that's where the disrespect always comes in. And like that one kill even not it's and like for the masturbation it may not be only on the male but even on the lady side. If a man oversteps your feet, you also feel that thing. I
okay,
guess
can you guys hear it, Gray? Okay, let me know in the chat if you guys can hear because you're sounding really far away to me, Gray, and I can't hear you good.
I'm far from you.
Hmm. Let me know if y'all
Like
able to hear him in the chat. Mm. Can you guys hear Serenity Plus Three, Caitlin, Chris? Can you guys hear? Can you hear him? Okay, Mark.
Yeah, I hear him.
Okay, because it could be on my end. Okay, evidently everybody
sorry.
can.
Yeah, I was saying like the way a man will feel the pain, even if it comes back to a lady. If a man is shouting in the public, for example, what annoys the person is the slap. You get like someone slaps in the public, you feel down. So before you tend to do something, always imagine when it happens to you at a standard. Because for example, now like families, even families always tend to lower our humanity and our relationship. You go with your man to your family and like looking him as something small, that thing like will pull you down. But how do you do that? It's you standing and your defense. It's what gives that person courage. So I would prefer that if you to keep your relationship, you need to stand in the feet of that person that you're trying to operate or you're trying to his his
Hmm.
his or her physicality.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Now another one was withholding. withholding respect and affection. A woman like withholding their love, their affection, or respect with her partner fails to meet her expectations can make him feel unworthy or less than. Like when he feels like he has to earn basic respect and affection. Like you know how a female can like kind of put you on timeout, and he feels like he has to like earn that all the time. It's always
Mm-hmm.
a situation where you have to be earning his affection. It can emasculate him by making him feel like he's constantly failing to meet her expectations. Let me see. Okay, everybody, static. Okay, just a little bit of static. Agree. Yes. Um. So that's another thing that is a way that females emasculate men. And I'm hoping if it's any females who want to come on the panel, feel free to hit the link because I just want the female, like I want to hear the male's perspective, but I want to make sure that we as females are listening because I think a lot of times we don't even realize that small things like that seem so small can be like really big, causing us to make men feel invalid, devalued, or invalid, things like that. Um, Another thing is overemphasizing his flaws or his shortcomings, like constantly pointing out a partner's flaws, like having opinions about his career, his appearance, or his ability to handle his responsibilities without acknowledging his strengths. Like always, like just having so instead of saying like you are so good at this. You know, like if you try this, I bet you would be so good at it. You should try to like um get some more education that I bet you can have such a much more, productive career in that versus just saying you need to get another job. You need to be making some more money. Like, so they're saying like what there are things that you may feel like you need to say, but you need to be doing that by piggybacking off what their strengths are, not just making them feel like they're less than for the position that they are in at the time. So, like, without pointing out their accomplishments and things like that to make them feel uplifted instead of just completely trying to tear them down. Like why
Mm-hmm.
saying things like why and comparing it to why can't you be like this person? Like if somebody else that has a better position or dresses better or something like that, in their opinion, dressing better, comparing them to make them feel like you are pointing out their flaws or their shortcomings in whatever area.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Mark said this is great. This is all crazy. Yeah, and undermining his role as a provider. That's another one. Undermining his role as a provider, like criticizing, belittling them for being a sole provider in the relationship, or pressuring him to do more financially, can diminish his sense of worth. Like either in the beginning, you are going to make that a marker where you are going to say you have to be able to provide for me, and go from there. But even in that, anything can happen in a relationship. Like, what if he is a provider this year, but then what if something happens that he can no longer be a provider the next year?
Mm-hmm.
Does that give us a right to start criticizing him and pressuring him to do more financially when he probably cannot at the time? Emasculate him until he's able to do better. Let me see, right? Like making him feel less than a man, like making him feel, giving him all of that pressure, especially when you know he's not in a position to do better because
and
you, in the beginning, wanted someone to provide for you. And I'm not saying there's even something wrong with you wanting to provide. I just don't think you have a right later on for some reason. If you make that decision, he's going to provide in whatever kind of way. And if something changes, then there's a problem. And then now you feel like you can disrespect the man. I don't believe that that's
comparison,
right. What did you say, Graham?
like and comparison, like comparing, let's say J to agree because we are not the same.
Not
Like
the
every
same.
time in your conversation, you're saying that this person does better than you, and yet you're staying with me. So if you want me to grow, you have to stand by my shoulder. But whenever you give a comparison, oh, this one is this, like you lower my, like you pulling me down. I feel like I'm not worthy. So
Mhm.
communication language is very important. It's very vital. Like when you communicate, you have to know the word you're using towards your partner. Because if let's say you like in at home, like oh my kids or my neighbor has done this, and like now for example, in Africa we live like in community wise. For example, at times you may see your neighbor cooking something better than what you're cooking. You're like, oh, my neighbor is doing this. No, encourage your man, like, okay, today we've done made this, tomorrow we can do that. Yeah, and like if you see, like, for example, you talked about status financials, let's say today is a Monday, today's Monday, tomorrow is Tuesday. Like today the man is doing well, tomorrow he's down, and you're able to cover up. You can still back up because you know, like, if tomorrow he's better, he'll take care of you. But if
Mm-hmm.
your neighbor say
Mm-hmm.
now, okay, now you're not doing this, now I'm the one, like, I. It has not to be I, it has to be we. When you put
Right.
I, it is there. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Right. Right. I absolutely get that. I get that. Also constantly trying to fix him. Like a female who is like constantly trying to fix the man in the relationship, constantly trying to critiquing her partner, his habits, his behaviors, or life choices with the intentions of fixing him, always feeling like her opinion of him and what she thinks he should be is a fix. When he could very well want to be that person, but making him feel inadequate or incapable of making his own decisions and feeling like you're the person who's going to fix him. When it might not even be a fix, he might be comfortable at where he is in life.
Yeah, I don't think some. I mean, I don't think a lot of time. I think a lot of times just how you come off. You know what I'm saying? Like
And most of it is Mark.
it's just how you come off with it. You know what I'm saying? Cause it's they can have like good intentions of what from what they're trying to tell you or trying to
Yeah.
get across. It
Hmm.
just how it's relayed. You know what I'm saying?
I think most
Like
of it
it's
is
like if
how
you
it's
try to
relayed.
talk, huh?
Most of it is how it's relayed. Like but that's like everything in life almost. It's almost how the when they say it's how you say it, it's not what you said, but how you say
Hmm.
it.
Yeah. That's what I think it is for real. That's I mean that's all because a lot of times women they just trying to what I'm saying boost you up a little bit. You know what I'm saying
Hmm.
I don't think nothing wrong with that. I just like I said just how it come across.
Because most men appreciate that, I think. Like a lot of
Yeah.
men would say, I was here, I met this female, she helped me get here. And so they appreciate that. It's just a matter of how you say it. If you're trying to demean them in the process, then a lot of men don't take that tough love when you're trying to help them elevate. Like they
Yeah.
need for you to be understanding in the situation.
Hmm.
Let me see. Let me see. Is that Mark on the panel? Yep, that's Mark and a Gray on the panel, Chris. Let me see. Sweat said, I think at a certain age, women shouldn't have to think we have to fix a man. Yeah, they should have already learned at a certain age. Exactly. Yep, that's a Gray up there, Chris. Sweat said, can we all wait? Can we all mature at the same time and age? Right. I guess different experiences going to have people in different areas in a relationship. That's why it's so good to make sure that you're compatible with someone. 213, I mean 213, Lord, think about 21000. T plus three said, I'm strong and very independent, but I know my place as a woman. That's right, T plus three. It's about respect, in my opinion. I respect his role and he respects my role. And you're right, it's not what you say, it's how you say it.
Yeah.
You said you can have all the intentions in the world, but if you let that come across wrong, you have a whole problem. Let me see. The next one was sexual rejection and criticism of the his sexual performance. Let me see. Right,
Oh
Surrender.
wow.
Mark's, oh wow. Like this example was like repeatedly rejecting sexual intimacy or criticizing his sexual performance in ways that make him feel embarrassed or ashamed. It's a powerful form of emasculation.
That's
Now,
the worst.
how men stay in a relationship after being emasculated, that way I understand.
You
Because they
know, to make a man, probably has to enjoy his pleasure. If he missed that, that's the one.
Hmm. Sex is often a key area where men measure their own masculinity. So if a female is
Yeah,
like tear that down, like you're trying to go for the gusto, I believe. Look
Mm.
at that. Oh, so
no,
criticism.
I can say this. You know what makes a man is enjoying his pleasure. If you can cook, you can do everything for me, but if you don't give me that pleasure, I'm not satisfied. Even if you cook heaven on earth, but you don't give me that pleasure in terms of conjugal.
Hmm.
I, like you degraded me. I feel like I'm nothing. Yeah, so like the key part is everything. The reason why you go into a relationship is to have
Hmm.
conjugation. You have to enjoy everything. But like I think someone tells storyteller like I love my man so much. He doesn't touch me. He doesn't do this, but
Yeah.
he's caring. But deep inside his heart is dying. Even just like if you're and you have a man, he's providing, he's dressing you up, you're always looking beautiful, but he's not giving you in bed. You feel like you always have questions in your heart. Am are they so beautiful? Maybe he's looking like someone outside there. So when you're going into a relationship, just know that you have to give, you may not give 100, but a bigger percentage. First of all, you have to know the rights of being together. But if you're going, I'm like, no, I'm going to cook, I'm going to do this, I will watch, and they are saying he's missing that the downfall comes in.
Okay. Yeah. So let's say, but why would someone feel they need to do that to someone they care about? I don't know why I feel so I said earlier, I don't feel like it's a lot that has to do with the man. I feel like it's the female and what she's struggling with and what she's trying to project onto the man because there is no reason for anybody to want to be in a relationship with someone and want them to have low self-esteem or feel inadequate. If you are desiring to have someone to get down to that point, I think it's more of a you issue and it's not his issue at all. I think that's just the things that people try to bring out to tear a person down within a relationship.
Could
Might be
it
a
be a could it be a comparison?
huh?
Could it be a comparison thing?
Yeah, that could be it too. But to verbally come out and say something with comparison, like what's the point in that? What is the
Yeah.
point? Because there's
Yeah.
ways that if you want something done, you can say it in 50 million kind of ways without trying to belittle or compare or do any of that. But if you're bringing comparison in it or trying to belittle them, then you're trying to do something else. You're not trying to get nothing taken care of.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
true.
Hey, Nicole, these men may be picking incorrectly, right, Saret? That's the whole thing. That's why I say that, like in any relationship, how just the way that females need to be looking at some things, men need to be looking at some things. And if you have a person that is off the top entering a relationship showing you signs of that, you just need to know you need to be running. But it's also where women can things can change in their life and they can project that later on 5 years down the line. So that like literally they could have not been that person and now they're that person.
Because at the first time when you're going into pick someone, you don't know, we are not born in the same society. You just meet alongside the streets, or streets, it means like anywhere, work, whatever the case would be. So it's that way that you pick, because like there's no one is made that I know Jen is made for us, we just meet on the street and we happen to unite. And like even you, the person you've got along, you also expecting to get someone, and you've gotten a chance. So you just have to learn alongside. Unless if you're not ready to learn, that's where the challenges comes in. Is where the downfall in relationship or marriage falls in. Like you got the right person, got a wrong person.
Right, exactly.
Like
Great. Can you come Krista said, can you come closer to your speaker? Because it sounds like uh
quite frank. Okay.
yeah, like you're speak she said sounds like you're speaking facts. So can you come closer to the speaker?
Okay, hello. You can hear me now?
Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better.
Okay, sorry for that. Yeah. So I was
Yeah.
saying, I remember the comment because I was saying the comment, saying like we main pick, we pick wrong. Like you may pick. No one is fine unless you get closer to that person,
Right.
because
Mm-hmm.
we are all strangers at the first point. But
Yes.
alongside the way when you live as a companion, it's where you start understanding characters, behavior,
Mm-hmm.
and the importance of that person.
Right.
There are those who come in a good way and they turn at a certain time. There are those who come in the wrong way and they come good at a certain time. It's all about upgrading your life into something good. Because if
Right.
you got agree is this, maybe, and the reason why you always get a partner is to, like, not just to pass time, but to grow life, to grow nature, or to,
Right.
like, to become human. Like when, like, we're already human, but when you're true, is that humanity that you brings along. So if I've picked you along the road, there are some
Right.
behaviors that you have to drop. It
Mm-hmm.
may not be instantly, but as time frame goes, there's things that you have to drop, and there are things that have to drop to
Mm-hmm.
grow our relationship. Because by all means, we are born to have companions. So, but if there are people who say me, I'm big, I don't change. If you don't change, then you're not making any sense.
Right.
So
Right.
I think I should leave for other people to say something for that panelist.
Okay. Yes. Hi, Corey.
Hey, how's it going?
I'm going good. What you're feeling so far? You been listening in?
Yeah, I've been listening in. I had a few interruptions, so
Okay. Okay.
uh,
Okay.
yeah.
So let's see. Gray, Chris, and Kaden are saying they love your accent in the chat. Okay, so the next one we're going to talk about is making him feel less emotionally capable, like dismissing his emotions by saying things like, "You're being sensitive," or "You acting like a girl." Ooh, like who could say that? To tell somebody, I think the worst thing you can do is tell a man that he's too sensitive. He's being too sensitive and he's acting like a girl. Like those are, well, they shouldn't be fighting words, but they'll make somebody feel like they want to. If I was a man, that's what I think. I don't know. I think that's like hitting below the belt at that point.
You know, some women will go to the length to tell a man that you need help. Something wrong with you. You
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
You know,
Exactly.
and that's
Hmm.
that's some harsh words. You know what I'm saying? Be, you know, chopping a man down like that. You know, but
Right.
you also got to be a man because God wants us to be men. You know,
Mhm. Right. Exactly.
and you got to stand up to sometimes to these women's, show them that you're a man and whatever they say to you, you
Hmm.
can't let them chop you down like that.
Right. And especially if you're secure within yourself. Because
Yeah,
it
you
says
got to
it
be,
can discourage them and it'll discourage a man from even expressing his feelings, period. Then we'll complain about him not wanting to communicate and open up. Where you just
and you
shut him
can't,
down, you know?
and you can't have low self-esteem because some of these women will try to make a man have low self-esteem and
Hmm.
try to bow down to what she wants. You know,
Yeah,
you
that's
got to
that
be
manipulator we
careful.
were talking
You got
about.
to be strong and stand firm.
Right.
Because a lot of women don't like a man that a wuss and just fall down when they just say one word. You
Yeah.
need help. I can't stand you. You this and that, and then a man sit there and whining and wussing and crying about it to the woman. It just
Right.
show that you weak. Because these days a lot of women want strong men. You know,
Exactly. Exactly. Chris
and you
is so
can't you
crazy.
can't be you can't be a yes man. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yes, yes, we are. I'm okay. Oh, I'm okay. I won't do
Right.
it no more. You got to stand firm. Hey, I made a
Right.
mistake. If you can't accept it, then hey, we don't need to be together.
Right. Exactly.
You ain't gonna talk to me no kind of way. Talking about I'm sorry, you
Right.
no good. Uh, so whoever what they call it, what you won't do is somebody else will do it.
Right. Oh yeah, that's another one. That's another
That,
form of emasculation too. Those kind of comments. Chris said some of y'all are crazy though. That's what Chris said.
yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Some of us men are crazy, and some of us are fools. I'm
Right.
just keeping it 100. Now, there's some crazy women out there too. It's on both sides now.
It is on both sides. It's absolutely on both sides. That's so true. So okay, so the other two men on the panel, they let us know if they've ever felt emasculated. Um, that you didn't get a chance to answer the question. Have you ever been in a relationship that you feel um you felt emasculated in?
Shoot, yeah.
Huh?
Yes, I have.
So, what are some of the examples of the phrases that we talked about? Some phrases that we, that about like withholding, love, like by saying making them feel like they have to earn. We said stuff like, you're not strong enough or you're too sensitive. Like, what are some of the phrases that you experience when you can recognize that you were being emasculated?
The being being weak and you know you don't know how to take stuff. You take stuff the wrong way and all this stuff. It
Mhm.
ain't what it is. And you be like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of phrases out there now.
Because I think ultimately we have to learn how to support our partners without diminishing like the sense of self-worth and masculinity, like ways that you can show respect but still get your needs met. Like if it's something that you feel in a relationship needs to be like Mark said, learning how to say things. Like Chris, you know how we do in a nurturing program, how we learn how to say things to make things a better situation across the board. Not even only in relationships. In life, we need to learn how to say things. Let me see. Caitlin said real crazy at that. Let me see. Yours truly said some of us can be vicious. Yes. How can women show respect? Chris said, how do you guys on the panel feel like women can show respect? And one way, like it's a lot of ways that we can show it, but what's one example that y'all could give us to show respect?
Well, some women can show respect by, supporting their man and not trying to, put them down by saying those things,
Okay.
Even if you make a mistake, just be like, babe, I'm with you, I understand you are not perfect. So,
Mm-hmm.
we can work through this,
Right.
not calling each other names or saying, stuff that, chop us down because we need
Right.
each other to lift each other up. And we have to be on
Exactly.
one accord, like I said, you know.
Right. Hey,
But,
Cal. Mm-hmm.
mm,
Mark, what do you think is a thing that females or women in relationships can do to show respect?
I would say just letting a man be a man.
Okay.
That's what I would say. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
cause telling
and
him
let the
how to be a
man
man
lead.
is just crazy.
That's right. Because that'll cut out a lot of stuff right there. Sometimes if you would just let him be the man. Some females be so scared that you're not gonna man right that they want to come in and be the man to show you how to be the man.
And I think a lot of them just be, like I said, they be doing a lot of comparison.
Mm-hmm.
They don't even give you a chance to show you that, yeah, I got it, because your last relationship, the last guy you was with, he, he ain't, do what he was supposed to do. So you are already projecting that I ain't gonna do what
Exactly.
I'm supposed to do.
Right. Exactly. Mark. That is a lot of the times that happens.
Yeah.
Like it starts stereotyping every man from there on. Like you just feel like they're all like that, but it's a reason why you're not with that one. So that's a clean slate when the next one come in. You have to give
That's
them.
why you gotta be prepared for a relationship, especially after going through like a previous one that wasn't, too good. You gotta be prepared to jump into another one.
That's what Chris
You got to
just
take
said.
some
Chris
time
just
out.
said we have to heal first.
You got to take some time out and learn yourself.
Exactly.
And stuff like that. So people be
Exactly.
people
Agree.
be moving
Huh?
too fast.
Yeah. When you move too fast, and it seems like, I mean, I'm not saying if you move fast, it's always like it can't work. Maybe it can work for some people, but between relationships, depending on what all transpired, you have to heal first. You have to heal first. What do you think of the gray? It's a way that
Yeah, for me, respect can come in communication skills. The way we communicate, like when you're communicating to me. For example, we've gone for a function together, and you don't like, instead of like you've moved with your man out, and like you're just going like a young kid. So the communication, let it stay like you, in the public, still I have to remain your man, you get. But you're in the public and someone's trying to boo, like, hey, you get it, like you're chasing a hen a chicken. So
Mhm.
communication skills gives respect as well, more
Okay,
so, not even in the public, but also in the house.
right,
So that's how I carry it. Yeah.
right, exactly. Now, Chris
Yeah.
said women and men moving fast in different ways. Wait, women and men see moving fast in different ways. What you mean by that, Chris? Tell me what you mean by that. Yours truly said I had hold on. Yours truly said I had to learn that there are some things you can't take back. Um, I now think before I speak, and see that's the reason why I can never like really get down with that because I really will remember what somebody said forever, and so I feel like other people might feel the same way. How people get into like spats and going back and forth and saying demeaning things, I'm never going to understand that because how do you come back from that? Because you can never take back what you said. You just cannot do it.
Hmm.
I want Chris to come up here and tell me what she means by. She said women and men see moving fast different. Okay, wait. She said um women see moving fast as hold on. Women see moving fast as having sex. Men see
Tell
moving
Chris
fast,
to come join us.
huh?
Tell Chris to come join us.
I know. Corey said, Chris, get up here. She said women see moving fast as having sex, and men see moving fast as being in a relationship. I agree with okay, I do agree with that, Chris. She said that when females get in a relationship and if a man is
Hmm.
pressuring her to have sex, she like, wait, you moving too fast. But then men don't feel like that's moving fast. They feeling like, okay, that's what you do. Y'all feel like moving fast, or most men feel like moving fast is actually when a female starts saying they want to be in a relationship. And they be like, wait, you moving kind of fast. That's what she said.
Yeah, I feel that.
Okay. Yeah. I do agree with you with that,
Cause
Chris.
they, cause we mostly we refer to relationships and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Chris, she's fine. She's right about that, because when you approach a lady, the first imagination in her head is like, this guy want to have me.
Right.
In like, not everyone comes in for that, because I may come in fast, but like, I've decided. My point is, I'm ready, but you're counting me for one night. So it may be right on the other side. But
Mhm.
when the person comes to you, like, my language and my tone and my conduct will
Mhm.
predetermine my intentions to you. So like, because like, you not chase everyone because you think everyone is coming for sex. You get, like, there are people. This a person who wakes up like, I'm on the road. I need to find this lady, and we settle for good. So
Mhm.
she's right on the other side, but let her know that not every person who, just like, if I find a woman, I'll think maybe she wants out. You get, my impression is to take her out or to give her. So like, it is just, you have to decide in your heart, and this is what I want. Let me give this person a chance.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Everybody is agreeing with Chris. They said
I
they
agree.
totally agree. Right or gray, Chris said. Chris said she's not coming up. She said this is the men's panel and she's honoring the kings tonight. That's right, Chris. Yes, but that is a true statement. That is a true statement. I don't know how men and female how can men and women come together to a medium with that then? Like if you're saying that the women feel like the sex is too fast and they feel like the relationship is too fast, how can they come into a medium with that, I wonder? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to ever change. Because that's
Hmm.
like that may be the way it is for the most part. Not everybody, of course, but for the most part. And y'all agree with Chris, right?
Yeah, I agree with
Yeah,
Chris.
yeah, I
Yeah,
agree.
yeah. We and another note I made is that we need to differentiate between offering constructive criticism and disrespectful behavior in relationships as a whole. As a whole, Chris said, "Right. Will either side ever change? So we all have to adapt." Now that's something Chris said. Pretty much everybody's agreeing that's the way it is. But so she's saying, so is that forcing everybody to have to adapt? Well, it seems like to me, Chris, who's adapting? Because I don't feel like the men are adapting to the relationships too fast. That would only mean that the females would adapt to the sex. Basically, that's what it seemed like to me. What's the adapting? Who's adapting? They're not adapting to that. I don't believe so. I don't believe so. Look at Mark looking like, oh,
We all gotta be Will and Jada.
oh Lord. No.
Don't you think, Chris?
You hear him, Chris?
I don't know about that one, Chris.
We all gotta be no, not at all. Let me see. Surely not the man. So it says surely not the men. I don't think it's all men. I don't like to say it's all females or all men all the time because it's not like that with everybody. But like we're talking about like the majority most of the time, the vast experience of it and all that kind of stuff. So I don't know. So we need to come together now. The men have told us what we need to do. So for a reflection for the all the ladies in the audience or in the chat or whatever, y'all need to say what's one thing that you could commit to doing differently after we having this conversation to create a more supportive and respectful relationship. Like, what can you say? Because I'm sure that y'all saw yourselves somewhere, some of the examples that we said or that we talked about and things that are said that, and we know now if we didn't know already that it does not have to be like name calling or fussing and fighting. You can make mild statements that can make a man feel inadequate. So what do y'all think is one thing that you could commit to doing differently to to create a more supportive and respectful relationship in your future or the one you're in or the one you're entering, all of that. I need for y'all to put that in there.
Well, shouldn't at some point this shouldn't be a topic though? At some point in your life, as you get older, this shouldn't be something that still should be happening. Because I know when you're younger, I feel like most of this stuff happens when you're younger.
Yeah, but I feel like I think it's younger if you don't have the information. But if you're
Yeah.
younger and having the information, you have no business doing it. Like a lot of people never heard of the word emasculation probably till they were 30 years old or something. Like they
Hmm.
probably didn't even know what it was. They don't realize. That's why I said in the beginning, you can be doing this in a relationship and not even realizing it. You can be saying, "Oh, I can't stand the way you put those pants on all the time," and you probably didn't mean
Yeah.
nothing by it, and you just
Yeah.
thinking like, "That's I was emasculating." So a lot of people just don't have the information, but I feel like do better when you learn better at whatever age.
Yeah. That's just I don't feel like that stuff should be happening though at a certain when you get to a certain age though.
It shouldn't. Absolutely, it
I can
shouldn't.
see it happening maybe when you're younger and all that,
Definitely
but
more being younger.
not when you old, yeah, maturing and all that, you get
Mhm,
wiser, like stuff like that. Like if that stuff is still happening and you older, you know what I'm
mhm.
saying? You didn't got kids and all that stuff still happening, like
Right.
something just didn't grow.
Something is wrong.
Something
Something
didn't
is
grow in
wrong.
your in your life,
Right.
when stuff
Sherette
like
said
that
she's
still
gonna
happening.
watch her words. She's gonna watch her
You
words.
know,
Chris said
Y'all
she's
do
gonna
be smart too, be them smart mouths.
Right. And I
You
used, I,
know,
ain't gonna lie, I used
you
to have a
You
know,
know
flip
what?
phone
Because
with my mouth.
I watch my sister all the time. Like my
Yeah,
both of them got smart mouths.
yeah. I got a real
you
subliminal
know,
mouth.
like
I
I
got a
would say,
sarcastic mouth. Huh?
I would say for mistakes done, it's not all about age, whether old or young. There are people who are so perfect at their
Hmm.
tender age, but when they grew old, they started making mistakes because
Yeah,
of maybe anxiety, because of like a lot of things change. You know, maybe the world, you know, this world is running fast. At times, it's faster than our speed. So
yeah,
you start on the right track, but along the way
All
things
women
goes
have
wrong.
lethal
Maybe
mouths.
with
They
the
all of them
public
got smart
opinion
mouths.
or friend. Yeah.
All
So
of them.
like things change. No, things don't change because of the of maybe your age, but time always change things. Just like when you're starting your relationship, you may be so good, but the public opinions, the aunties, uncles on the way on streets that will mix up and kill your relationship. So
right.
things just change alongside, yeah.
Yes. Chris says she's going to listen to the man. She's gonna listen to him authentically. She said if I want to respond, I will pause first before reacting. Right. Pause and say, how can I say this thing without this coming across with me emasculating him? The same way we want somebody to take their time and approach us in a a caring way. We just gotta do the same thing, right, Chris? Surette said,
Mhm.
definitely, Mark. Chris said, yes, I'm maturing as I get wiser and older. But it's a transition, right? Especially depending on how we grew up. Exactly. And a lot of times it's based on experience. Mark said it seems like it should happen more when you're younger, but sometimes like some people are like in one relationship when they're younger, they don't get out of their relationship until they're late, until later on, and they don't experience it enough to um make a change. Like they haven't experienced anybody else. They may have not had that problem until they could have been with the same person until they were 30 years old. And then they broke up with a person and got with a person who was emasculating, and they don't know about that until they get later. They didn't experience that until they were older. They didn't experience a person like that. So that will cause them to experience that at an older age. T plus three said, facts, Gamma. I didn't know when I was younger that I was doing it. Yes. You just don't know. The mouth is lethal, Chris. Exactly. I definitely have a smart mouth. I probably don't. I can have a smart mouth if somebody take me there, but I have a very sarcastic. I use a lot of sarcasm across the board. It's not like I'm just trying to be sarcastic with men. I can be sarcastic, and if something is irritating me, I can be subliminal. I know I can do that. And that's just something I know I have to work on. And everybody who knows this about themselves, that's why we're having like conversations like this so that we can stop and pay attention to what we're doing.
But you know what? You know again, I just thought about something my sister does to my brother. Well, he my brother-in-law, but that's her long-term boyfriend or whatever.
Yeah.
But something she does to him that I've never experienced. Like if he, like say if they she bought a TV stand one time, right?
Uh-huh.
And the TV stand, just sat in the living room for so long.
Yeah.
And she was like, "When you gonna put that TV stand together?" My daddy would
Right.
have been did that.
Yeah.
So if that's something that y'all be doing too, cause she does it a lot, but it seemed like she do it so much he just don't. I don't know if he just adapted to it or what, but I've
Right.
heard her say stuff like that before. I'm like, Dad, I'd be like, well,
Right. Hey,
she was like, my dad, or she always says that though, but I think he just got used to it by now though, but
man.
or she
I
was like,
I I have said it before because I was lucky enough for all of the husbands. They knew my father, so they knew
mm,
my father. So they already knew what it was. They looking like this man do everything for her. She gonna expect for me. They knew that he would expect for them to do all the stuff. But I understand what she's talking about. It's so hard when you have a father that does stuff like that. It's so hard to be like, let me call my daddy, or like,
yeah,
it's hard to do. But I don't think we should be doing it.
she does that a lot.
Yeah.
I'd be
But do
like,
you
damn,
think
I'd
as
be
a
like, God
man,
damn.
do you guys think as a man it's different? Do you think it's different if a female compared you to the father versus just like another man though?
I mean, it's still a comparison though. And don't no man want to be compared to the next man, you know,
Even if it's the father.
even if it's the father.
Okay. Okay,
I mean,
Corey.
that's what I feel. You know what I'm saying? Because that's still at the end of the day, he's your father. He's still a man though. You know.
Wow, really? Oh, I did that a lot. I ain't gonna lie. What about
Oh,
Gray? You think the same too? You think it's the same if it's a father? I used to be like, I love my daddy. You gonna love my daddy too. I think he's Superman. You gonna think he's Superman too.
I mean, not in that aspect. I'm just saying, like, just like like I said, my sister-in-law, just everything just compares back. You know what I'm saying? It's like, it's like
Yeah,
that's kind of like you trying to. I would look at that like you trying to like morph me into who your father is, and trying to
right.
like take away who I am.
That's true. That's
You
true. And
know,
I never thought about it like that till you said it.
that's what I mean by that.
Wow. Chakal said, I used to have a smart mouth. I don't have energy for it. Right. I respond so soft and nice, but get my point across. People are so confused. Like, is she mad or what? Yes. I probably did more subliminals probably back then because now I told y'all I done did that last husband had a 30-day span of me not saying a word for 30 days in that house. It used to be like 3 days, then 5 days. Every time you make me mad, I'm gonna show you something. You hear me? 30 days. So I was real bad with that. So now I just get quiet and I feel like that's more successful. But I just don't think that I need to be quiet that long. I'm older. I'm thinking life is too short to be quiet that long. So I probably would pull that at this age. But I definitely like being quiet. I don't have no like you said, I don't have the energy for all. I never really had the energy for all of that back and forth arguing. I don't know. It take a special person to be able to do that. I'm looking like, no, I'm not even letting you know you making me that bad. I'm not gonna let nobody know they can get to me that bad. Chakal said, yes, grandma, I'm the same way. I'm so sarcastic, yes, but right. They be looking like, was she getting smart? And I'll be like, I don't know. You think I was getting smart? I don't know. Let me see. Chris said to Cal, I'm getting there for real. People hate the boundaries I've set. Yes, and how I respond now. Yes. Okay, Corey said he has a call. Chakal said, yes, Chris, I feel so much better. That arguing and being really upset is draining. Yeah, that's way too much energy for me. I never had that. It's just like I just will just cut off. Now, if I wasn't married, I was just talking to somebody, I just won't answer a phone or stuff like that. That's always been so much easier. Chris said, yes, come back, Corey. Chris said, right, it's draining and there are so many other things I need energy for, right? Exactly. Facts, Chakal said. Chris said, when my dad came back into my life, I actually realized my value, my worth, and what I should expect from a man, Chris. Yes, and that is just that's always been my problem because my dad was everything for me. Like he was
Yeah,
the provider. He literally put me on this pedestal and I stayed there until the day he died. So it's hard for me to be, and I said at this age, now I be in a relationship where this person does not know my father at all. That's gonna be the first time. So you
yeah.
don't know my father. So you won't see him doing this. I can't expect for you to do the same thing he did. I'm not your daughter. I'm in a relationship with you, but it's hard for me because I'm just thinking you should be doing all the things for me. Like whatever I ask, it should just be given. And that's an unfair way of looking, especially after Marcus saying that. Like I just always thought that here we go on
Well,
all my relationships. My husbands were like my dad's sons, so they
well,
up to him in that way.
okay. Let me add to that because what Chris is saying is correct. It's correct, and that's the reason why she be saying that to him all the time. My dad would have been did this. My dad would did
Yeah,
because she know what a she like you said, she know what she's seen growing up and stuff like
yeah,
that. So when she says stuff like that, it's true, and I get that. But
yeah,
okay, that's just like my dad. My dad has like my sister and her boyfriend, the one I'm just talking about. But
yeah.
my other sister, my baby sister, he loves her husband because he feel like like he's just a provider. Like he just has all good things about him.
Yeah, yeah,
And so it's like a difference. My baby sister, she just kind of like princess treatment, with the guy she's
yeah.
with, and then it's like the other guy. My dad is like, nah, you need to get rid of this guy. Da, da, da.
Really?
Yeah, so it's. I mean, I get what Chris is saying though. I,
Yeah,
I I get that.
right, right. I don't know. I don't
So
know.
we aren't expecting you to be our dad, but Yeah, I understand that though. I get what you come. I get where you're coming from.
Yeah, Chris is probably just thinking like the things like because the dads that are really, dads, they set a standard to let you know that you are worthy. You are,
Yeah,
you are the thing, you are the prize. They raise you to think that. And so you go out into the world thinking that, and if somebody is treating you any other, it's like, like what are you doing? Like that's not the way it's supposed to go.
yeah.
I don't
See,
know.
yeah. My baby sister, her like my dad approved of him so much. Like he just loved that guy
Yeah,
because he just shown that he's shown my dad that he's a man and he can take care of his daughter.
right.
See, with my other sister, he hasn't shown, and I'm not saying he has to prove, but I mean, not like in the sense of having to prove it, but it should just he just felt like it should be there. You know what I'm saying? It
But
just
their
should.
dad has expectations for his daughter.
Yeah, and he said he just felt like the oldest daughter's boyfriend is just not there yet, and the younger guy he went to the military, he retired, he bought my sister a house, he bought her a car, so stuff like that. He's like, this guy, he a good guy.
Yeah.
He didn't have to. When my sister moved to Texas
Uh-huh.
and was moving with him, they wasn't
Mhm.
married at the time, but my dad knew that he would take care of my sister.
Right. And all parents, even moms out there, like that's what we want to know, that you're going to take care of our kids. And if we see it, because even when y'all don't see it, we see it ain't no good. And we could tell that about, we didn't have experience there. You want to watch out for that one. But if we can see, like, we see all the characteristics and like that's a good one. That's going to be a good one. I believe that. Even though
Yeah,
we be in our kids' relationships like that, I still believe that. And I was never wrong. At least with my son, I was never wrong. I was like, that's gonna be a problem. Would it be his problem? That one right there is
yeah,
gonna
that's
be the one.
true.
And that was
Yeah,
the one that was there to see him take his last breath, because you can see it.
yeah,
It's like
that's very true.
here.
It works the same way with a mother and son, like Chris said. Like you said, it worked the same exact way.
Yeah. But she said that's true, Mark. My dad wants to know
Sisters too. It
that
worked with
I'm safe.
sisters too.
Yeah. She said her dad wants to know that she's safe financially, emotionally, and physically, just like mothers and their sons. Yes, it's biological. Yep. He's 10, but still right, exactly. So yeah, that is the thing. I'm gonna work on that, because I guess I just thought, because I don't know. Because my third husband used to always say, "You so damn lazy," and I used to be like, "What you think I'm supposed to get up and do? Like I think I have to do nothing. Like, what are you talking about? What am I supposed to do?" But I mean, I guess that's probably something we have to work on. Mother knows best, Evelyn. That's for sure. Mother
Yeah.
know best. That's for sure. Okay, y'all. Y'all had thanks so much for Mark and a Gray and Corey coming up here. I think we had a good conversation on this emasculation. We heard from the women. We said there are going to be some ways we're going to watch our mouth, watch our tone, watch the words that we say, rephrase this thing, get our needs met by not emasculating the man to do so. We got to work on our tongues being so flipped. We can't be so subliminal. Grace said we need to learn these communication skills to learn how to communicate with each other. That's what men can do for women, women can do for men, and we could just stop the chain of emasculating men.
Hmm.
Period. Okay, thank y'all for coming up. A great thanks for coming up. Corey had a call. Thanks, Corey. If you catch this part of the live, thanks for coming up. I appreciate y'all. So,
Again, I thought the men's night was on Monday.
what is today?
Today is what's today?
Monday.
Oh, today is Monday.
Mark, you know I be going crazy. I'm looking like, what did I do now?
Oh man, I don't know why I thought today was like a Thursday or something. I don't know why I thought that.
Because you had the long vacation. You don't know where you at.
Yeah, I'm trying to
On my
get
side,
myself
it is
together.
Tuesday.
But is it?
Tuesday, it is 5 a.m. Tuesday morning.
Is it 5 a.m. where you are, Gray?
Oh, it's Tuesday over there.
Yes,
Oh
Tuesday on
my
my
God.
side.
Is
Because
it?
we are 11 hours away from USA.
Wow.
11-hour difference. Yeah. So we are ahead of USA in all by 11
Wow.
hours. Yeah.
You're in Africa?
Yeah, no. Right now I'm in Kuwait, but Kuwait, our time almost same like Kuwait. Yeah, in the, Uganda and Kuwait, the time zone is the same. Yeah.
Wow. Thanks for coming up that early in the morning like that.
Yeah,
It's
today I'm
only
off, so I slept earlier when I came back from work. So I decided to chill time off before I go back to bed. I'm going to sleep until dawn. Yeah,
okay. Okay, good because
yeah, but
it's only 8:07 p.m. here.
yeah, it's what
8:07 p.m.
7 p.m. Yeah, it's 7 hour
8:06.
difference. Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
it's seven. Yeah, seven. It's 11 hour difference. Yeah. So
Wow.
when I'm outside in the morning, that's already it's we are already in the next day. Yeah.
Wow. Okay, so it's Tuesday already there. Well, thanks so much
Yes.
for coming up. I appreciate you. Make sure you come
Yeah,
back
it's my pleasure.
sometime.
It's my pleasure, and you
And
always
then
on supporting me
everybody,
on my life. I really appreciate.
yes, I need for Chris, can you get a Gray's link right quick and put it in? And Mark's link, if anybody is in the chat or listening or on the replay, you're not subscribed to a Gray or Mark, y'all can subscribe to them. Corey doesn't have a page. Mark, I gotta get a membership. Chris says she has to get a membership, Mark. Corey, yes, we appreciate Corey. So we'll just wait a second so that the links can be dropped. Um, Either that or Gray, if you're able, or Mark, if y'all can put IGW in the chat, it'll drop your link too.
I beg your pardon.
Can you put IGW in my chat? Can you put that in the chat? And it'll drop your link. If you put
Okay.
IGW.
Yeah, I think I'll post after when I drop off.
Okay, okay. Well, go
Yeah,
ahead and
because
drop
I
off
can.
so we can get your link so they can go ahead and subscribe if they're not. Oh wait, okay, that's Mark's
Yeah.
Chris Mark. Okay, and a Gray is going to come down so he can drop his. So if y'all are not subscribed to him, go ahead and subscribe to a Gray.
Thank you very much. I really
Okay.
appreciate for gracing us with this panel. It is amazing. Like personally, I've learned. We go through a lot as human beings.
Yeah.
Yeah, and until you get out and you share, and like we're in different communities, so we share a lot of
Yeah.
ideas.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like for example, we'll blame women for this, and women will blame for men for this.
Right.
But when you come to the table and you share, you know the rights of a man and the rights of a woman, and
Exactly.
together we combine it, you get the right thing. Yeah,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
yeah,
Yes, I
yeah.
love
Thank you
that.
so much, Jay. Yeah, thank you so much, Jay, brother. I like his points. It was amazing. Later, I was just
Yes.
listening to the stories. Yeah, thank you so much,
Yes.
Jay.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
and Chris, he was so articulating in the comment section. Yeah, we appreciate.
Okay.
And like for there's something I was Chris, she was talking about father to a daughter and a son to a mother. I
Mm-hmm.
think it was God's plan because, like, when you grow with a daughter, when you learn the father's character, it is easier to handle the man. And if you
Right.
learn the mother's daughter, you can easier know what ladies want. So it is
Mm-hmm.
That's
just
true.
a double kind. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
That's
Right.
true.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly. Okay, I think I can
Yeah,
drop your link, but let me see
no
real
problem.
quick. I might be able to drop your link too. Let me see.
Mm.
Dang, will it let me go all the way up to your? Oh, yep, I think it might. Okay, let me go to your channel. Wait, no, I'm in the wrong person's channel. Oh, did you drop the comment? Let me see. Go to channel. Okay, y'all, I'm about to drop a Gray's link. So, if y'all are not already subscribed to his channel, please. If y'all are not already subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to a Gray. I appreciate it. A Gray is live every day, sometimes more than once a day. So y'all can go over there and join his lives and everything. Mark, y'all found a lot of people in the chat are already subscribed to Mark. Mark just got his memberships yesterday. Y'all go over there and get one of those memberships and become one of his soldiers. And
Thank
okay,
you.
this up to you, okay?
Yeah, so like at times when I come in the morning, I'm at workplace. Like there's a time you had a panel as well. I was at workplace. Yeah,
Okay,
so
okay.
like yeah. Okay.
Okay. Most of the
Okay, bye
time when
bye
I go
guys.
live, especially on this channel, I plan them and I put on my community post when I'm coming live, so you'll know. Most of the time I plan them out so you can know, if you'll be able to make it. Okay, Evelyn says she just subscribed to you too. Good, thank y'all. I appreciate y'all for that. Okay, well, y'all have a good night. I'll see y'all next time, okay?
All right, have a great night, gang.
Thank you, Chris. Thank you, Evelyn. And I'll give you just leave a comment. I'll always come back, watch and subscribe back.
Oh, well, Chris
Yeah.
doesn't have a channel. Evelyn does, but Chris does not. But
Oh,
yeah, he's just saying when you guys go over
no
to his
problem.
channel, leave a comment, and then he
Mm-hmm.
will come back and subscribe back to you guys. That's what he's saying. And so
Yes,
Red
sir.
said good night. Great live, y'all. Thank you, Chris. Tracal said good night, everyone. Good night, Tracal. All right, see you later. Have a good, get some sleep. Okay.
Good night, everybody.
Okay, good night, Mark.